Hello, my name is Danny Keshner, and I'm the Charlottesville District Superintendent. And with me today is Sarah Calvert, the Arlington District Superintendent. We are pleased to bring you this short video trying to provide you with resources that you may be able to use and to secure from your district superintendent and your staff, pastor parish relations committee.
This work is part of the work of the Soul Care or Reigniting Your Calling ministry that we've been doing over the last several weeks and months, trying to help clergy ask for help, find resources in this stressful and difficult time that has been brought about by the lengthy time of the pandemic. So this is our attempt to help you, and we're going to start off with a little bit of a role play. Danny's going to be the SPRC person, and I'm going to come to Danny as a clergy person, and we're going to role play a little bit about what you might say to your SPRC when you ask for some help. So Danny, my SPRC, oh, sorry, did you hit pause? Okay.
Go.
Danny, I've asked to meet with you because I think I really need some help. I just need you as my SPRC chair to know that I am really, really stressed out. I am tired. It's been a long, long time since I've taken time off. I've not been good about taking my sabbatical. I mean, trying to get the technical things done for worship and rush around trying to do some in-person outdoor worship and indoor worship. And Danny, it's just so much right now. I saw the note from the conference about maybe taking some renewal time. I don't think they called it renewal. They called it, a time apart. I really just need some time. I need somebody else to preach, somebody else to put together worship and do the tech. Maybe I need some coaching. I just need help. I just need you to know how tired I am and how long it has been since I have slept a whole night through, and how stressed my family is as well. I mean, we got kids, we're trying to get them, in school and out of school, trying to make sure my parents are okay and vaccinated. There's just so much right now. And I need some time away. I need a break.
Pastor Sarah, thanks for bringing that to my attention. That's a lot going on all at once. I wish you would have come to me and to the committee a little bit sooner. It seems like you're very stretched. What can we do to try to help and encourage you through this difficult time?
Well, I'm a little bit embarrassed. I got to say, I don't like admitting I can't do something. I want you to know I'm a good pastor, and I have done the best I can. But as this stuff has piled up, as we realize that we don't have a lot of people with technical skills, and so my family's tried to help when we were all at home, and I've got wonderful help from the congregation trying to get some of these things done, but everybody's looking at me to make this work right now, and I'm just tired. And so I'm hoping. This letter came out. I don't know if you saw it from the conference. About some ways to help clergy. And one of the ways they said was to come to the SPRC and ask for this time of renewal. It's not really study leave. They're calling it a time apart. And kind of maybe like a mini retreat. I may not go anywhere. I don't really have money right now, and not a lot of places are open to go to. But I really want to I might just sleep the first 2 days if I take a week off, or, I just catch up and do the things that I are kind of renewing. I mean, you know how I love music, and I would love to go to a concert, and those things aren't even happening. But just sit and listen to some music without worrying about, have I done enough? Have I, am I ready for worship? Am I ready for 3 different kinds of worship and 2 different kinds of technical skills? I think you all may be able to help me. And so I think that's what I'm going to need.
Okay, Pastor Sarah, I think I know we would like to support you, and we appreciate all of the extra effort you've been going through with the editing and all the different ways you've been making us still be able to stay connected during this time of COVID. I guess I'm a little concerned, like you indicated, we don't really have anyone that could do the services, and how could we manage that without you and your expertise?
Well, I've been thinking about that, and you know, we've got some people who could tell their story in worship. I think that could, you know, they may not be comfortable calling it preaching, but they could certainly preach and tell their story. There's some lay speakers in the district that might be able to help us. We don't have any lay speakers here, but if we did, this would be a good chance for them. You know, we also can hire a retired pastor or other people, maybe on extension ministry pastors who'd like to preach. I heard that the district has a list of preachers that might be able to, we might be able to have, and we've put money aside in the budget for the 4 Sundays I'm usually on vacation, and Lord knows I haven't used any of that. So we could probably use some of that money if we needed to pay somebody a stipend for preaching. As for technical work, well, this is part of my problem. I have not had time or energy to teach someone how to do some of this technical work, but I think we have some youth or some adults who maybe work in more technical fields that I could show the basics of what I do to, and we could, you know, pre-record some. We could do that. So I think that would cover both online and in-person worship. I know I'm responsible for getting that done, but I may need some help with either some funding for paying somebody a stipend, or even having a technical person help us. Maybe there's some funding for that as well. I don't think it would cost too much money, but it would be super helpful for me and my family.
Okay. Well, Sarah, I really appreciate all of the energy and the thought that you've given to make this a reality. Why don't we leave it this way? Why don't you send me that information from the annual conference, and I'll get that out to our committee, and then we'll set up a time where we can all sit down and meet and go over this and work out a plan together. How does that sound?
That sounds great, Danny. I really appreciate it. Thank you for listening to me.
Okay. You're welcome. Bye-bye, Sarah.
And if my dog gets barking too loud, we'll start over.
Hi, DS Sarah. Thanks for joining me on this Zoom call this morning.
Yeah, what's going on, Danny? Are you okay?
Well, I have been better. I'm a little frustrated. I've talked with my SPRC, and I've kind of told them that I'm kind of struggling right now with all the demands that are going on, especially all of this working with the TAM and just trying to keep us all in compliance. It's just too much. And I've asked for some leave to kind of just get away. And I've also asked for some coaching, and they're listening to me, the chairperson, but there's no funds available. And I don't know, I just feel at my, the end of I don't know, I'm just frustrated.
Well, Danny, let me just ask you some questions if you don't mind.
Sure.
So first, let's start with weekly. Are you getting a day off? Are you getting a full day of rest and renewal on a weekly basis right now?
Most of the time I am not, just because that's when I try to finish up the editing and finish recording my sermon.
Yeah, this season just added so many more chores and labor to our work. It's really hard. So I'm wondering if there's someone you could train, somebody else who would potentially at least give you an occasional break, if not every week, so that you could really have a full day of renewal and refreshment. So that would be something to think about and look around for. And maybe if it's got to go in your budget for next year, you know, that you have a company that helps you do it online or something.
Oh, that's a great idea.
That may be something that you need to look at. So did they say you could take the time apart that was in the letter from reigniting the call?
Yes,
Okay.
they were very supportive of that.
Good.
We just were all kind of concerned with how that would really play out. I didn't really want to have to do, 2 services and pre-record an extra one. And
right.
So we're still trying to work out the technical details, but they were very supportive of giving me some time off. They felt like all of us, need this during this time of the pandemic.
Well, good. I'm glad. And I hope you recognize that the people you're talking to probably are as stressed as you are in their own jobs and their own work that they do. So that's something to consider when you're talking to your SPRC. Here at the district, we have a list of extension ministers and retired pastors and people who'd be willing to fill in. And then there's some grant funds, both here at the district level and also at the conference level for helping pay for pulpit supply. So if you came up with a name and gave them the information about what you were preaching on, they may be able to do your in-person worship and even your recorded worship. If you could just help find some technical, however you technically do it over Zoom or recording or whatever.
Okay.
So that'd be some help for you to get that part thought through. I know when you're tired, it's hard to think through all the details, but that's one of the things we want to make sure that we help you see is that there's lots of ways to do this. And you're not on your own. That's the other thing I want you to hear is sounds like you've got a good SPRC. They're just not exactly sure how to make this all happen. And we'll help you put some of these pieces together.
Yeah, we kind of felt, oh, for sure I have a good SPRC, but we kind of felt just very limited. We didn't know where to look. So if you could get me that list
Yes.
of some available ministers, that would be great. And give us some sources of the funding. And I'll look around to see if I can find someone that we might be able to train to help with some of the recording responsibilities.
Good. That's a hard thing, but really these days, even a camera turned sideways and turned the right way could get you a decent recording or a Zoom call could get you a decent recording. So there are ways of doing this. And then more and more, I know you've got some occasional in-person worship too, so that we can help with that as well. So just keep asking for help, Danny. That's the one thing I want you just to walk away with is just keep asking and we will find what you need. And do what we can to help you. We can't change the TAM. We're not going to rip off masks and start congregational singing to make everybody happy anytime soon. But, for you as a pastor and for your lay leaders to be working together right now to make sure that nobody burns out and nobody's too overextended. That's important in this season.
Okay. Thank you, Sarah. That's been very helpful. Would you say a prayer for me? That would be very helpful.
Absolutely. Lord, I thank you. I thank you for the ways in which you have gifted and called Danny in his ministry. I thank you for the ways you have shaped and molded him as a pastor, as a husband, as a father. I thank you for the ways in which he and his church have worked together on your ministry to his community, to the people that surround the church. Lord, thank you for the partnership of clergy and laity and the mission that you send us on to make disciples and to transform this world. Lord, I thank you for his stamina to this point and to the ways in which he will rest in your love, knowing that he has done what he can and that you are ever present with him and his church. We ask this all in your holiest of names. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor Sarah. That was very meaningful. I appreciate all of your support.
Thanks for coming to me and asking. Keep doing it.
Bye-bye. Thank you for watching those 2 short videos. Upon some further reflection, Sarah and I would like to just talk a little bit more about some of the details involved. We really want to make sure that you know that we care for you as district superintendents, as well as your PPR, SPRC committees. Make sure you are honest and you ask for help and let people know what's going on with you and your feelings. Sarah also had a few things she would like to add.
Recognize that the people that you're talking to on your SPRC are probably also stressed and tired and up to here in their jobs as well. So give everybody, yourself and them included, some grace and mercy in these kinds of conversations. If you find that going to your SPRC has been not fruitful, that it's not working or they can't hear you, don't be afraid to ask your DS for specific help. Most of us will offer to come to your SPRC and maybe sit through that. I know that's something Dana and I both said that we would do for our folks. If you're getting nothing and no help and no support, we're a resource for that. So don't be afraid to ask for that kind of help as well. recognize that there are resources on the Clergy Excellence section of your VAUMC.org website. The videos that are coming out have some of these, but the SPRC information in particular, there's a whole section on that that may help you in your discussions with the SPRC, or help you to give to the SPRC so they understand a little bit more. Not all of them have been through training, so this would be a way to help get some training for them. This is a difficult time for all of us, and it is a time to be honest and a time to be upfront about your needs. And I know that Danny and I were both a little, we each played a clergy person, and both of us kind of had a catch moment where we were like, this is making me tear up. We've had these conversations. We've heard about hearts that are strained and families that are struggling and churches that are in conflict and pastors that are tired. So we've heard all of this. Please don't think you're unique or that you're standing alone or that only you or your church are in this situation. So don't be afraid to reach out to both your SPPRC and your district superintendent. That's probably the biggest message, I think, Danny, that we want you to hear.
For sure. Thank you very much for what you're doing in the local church. And thank you very much for answering your call.